think it's just overflow. That might not be a leak. That might be normal. Again, I don't know for certain until I talk to somebody who knows these machines. But we'll figure it out. Stand by. Whoa. All right, today the thing is a ice machine. Now this one, uh, where did I see the damn nameplate? Yeah, right here. I'm not sure. Okay, it's supposed to sit with the coil facing out like that and the nameplate. I think this is the back of it, but anyway, it's a cold draft. KD Industries, it says somewhere on there. Their symbol. Here's anyway, cold draft with a K. Um, you don't see these a whole lot. I have worked on one or two here and there. Um, they, if I remember right, I remember last time I worked on one of these. I think they're owned by Scotsman actually, and so yeah, I ended up talking to a technician who works for Scotsman when I last time I worked on one of these. So that's who you call if you got to work on a cold draft. If I seem to remember right, I think they just bought these up, and the tech didn't necessarily like know this thing in and out, but that's who you got to deal with. They're the ones who own it. So let's find out what is going on. They tell me power and water are going to it. Obviously, we got our power. I can see the water is in there. We got a trough full. The way these things work, that's actually not the trough. This is just a drip pan. This is the trough, and the evaporator sits like this, and there's a mechanism, a couple springs and arms that so the water is kind of pumped up against the evaporator that sits here flat, and the trough is where the water pumps up against it, and the ice forms there, and then when it's ready to harvest, this whole thing comes down and the ice slides off down into the bin. From there. And that's about as, that's just a simple way these ones work. It's different than most of the other ice machines that you see. Suppose we ought to get this top off. See any screws? I think it'll just come right off. All right. Where are we gonna put her? I'm gonna go around, get myself acquainted with this thing a little better. Get me a game plan. Check back with you in just a minute. Stand by. All right. There might be a lot of cuts in this video because this machine, I got to learn it. I got to stop and figure out different things. But one thing I just noticed, pretty sure this is a hot gas valve, solenoid for harvest. Let hot gas into the evaporator for harvest, and I felt it. It feels warm on the inlet and the outlet. It feels warm coming out. I'm getting voltage. Volts. That solenoid should not be open. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's my hot gas solenoid, and we're trying to make ice right now. Even the controller says make ice, and it also says fill. It's said fill the whole time. I don't think it should be filling right now. It's full. This is your water level. It's totally full. It's also leaking a lot right there. Uh, this thing's got a few issues for sure. Leaking a lot right there. I think I remember this one. I think I remember telling them that thing is kaput, and I think they tried to fix it. This has been a while ago. Leaking big time there. That's probably why it's constantly filling. I don't know, but we're also leaking a bunch right there. That shouldn't be happening. Yeah, so we'll figure it out. Stand by. Well, I talked with a tech at Scotsman, and I could tell he does not know this machine at all. Which that's I kind of expected that. Like I said, I remember last time talking to Scotsman. This is not a Scotsman ice machine. For whatever reason, the powers that be at Scotsman decided to buy this name and this brand and these ice machines, and they sell them, and uh, they're the ones that you call for tech support, but they don't really know the machines. I might try call back again, see if I get somebody else. But talking to this guy, he's telling me it's got a bad control board, and that's pretty much all he can tell me, which makes sense. I mean, maybe we all know those are hard to verify. You can never 100% nail down a control board. In certain circumstances, maybe, but not really. And I mean, I know that we're saying make ice. So that's what it says. I see that light. There's also a relay on here for freeze. See the word freeze there. It is not lit up. And normally that would be what's lit up, and other ice machines freeze. That's what this cycle is called. That's what we know, but it's not lit up. But make ice is, whatever that means, fill light's been on the whole time because it's been filling the whole time. Again, we might have a problem with that probe. I'm trying to figure out why the hell the hot gas valve is open the whole time. This hot gas valve has got voltage. Nothing on here. The harvest light is not on. So, anyway, uh, that might be where we have a bad control board. I mean, we have the relay sending power to the hot gas valve, even though it's not calling for it, and it shouldn't be. But there's other stuff going on here. I swear, I don't know if those springs are on right. Uh, and we got those huge leaks. That's a major leak that I don't think can be fixed unless you replace this whole thing. That leak, I don't even know what. I think it's just overflow. That might not be a leak. That might be normal. Again, I don't know for certain until I talk to somebody who knows these machines. But we'll figure it out. Stand by. Whoa. Okay. So, uh, talked to the first tech who knew nothing about these cold drafts, which, like I said, I was expecting that. He said control board. He ended up probably being right. I believe he's right, even though he didn't know that. He was just throwing something out there to get me off the phone. But talked to another tech, and he didn't necessarily know a whole lot about these either, but he knew a little more, and we actually tried to hunt it down and verify. He was a lot more communicative. The first guy was a lot of pauses, a lot of ums and this and that, but the other guy kind of helped me go through and verify, yes, it is the board. At least we definitely have a board issue. There may be other things going on as well, but in order to figure that out, we're going to have to put a board in it first. The main thing, we have those two major leaks, but I think even with those leaks, if it were to fill and stop filling, the leaks wouldn't be so bad, and it would probably drop ice fine, even with those leaks. But like I said, we got to start with the control board. That's the first thing. So it's filling constantly, even though it is recognizing that, there's your water level probe, and it's recognizing that. High water, low water. It's reading both, high and low, so that it's reading it. It shouldn't be constantly filling like it is. That fill light is always on. It's always filling. Also, that hot gas valve, this harvest valve, always being energized, no matter what. No matter what the board says, this hot gas valve is always open. That's got to be control board. So yeah, we got to start there. But just like the last customer with an ice machine on its last leg, I think these people might be interested in getting a new one too, which we can sell them one. And I think that's what they ought to do. There's no reason to try to keep this thing alive. It's been nothing but trouble for them since they got it. That's what they're telling me. And plus, it's just a weird one. The parts are hard to get. It's hard to get tech support. Let's get a not weird one that runs better, easy to get parts, easy to talk to tech support. Hell, for a Manitowoc or a Hoshizaki or a Scotsman, I don't ever even have to call tech support. I know those machines really well. So I think we're going to try to talk them into a new one. There you go.